Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
First of all, why would Sam Cooke go to a hotel that sleazy?
Yeah.
The chick takes all his clothes out the room. That was to make sure he was defenseless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is where I have the problem with this. These conspiracy theories have got to stop. People, first off, I hear this all the time, and it's for good reason. Nobody is spending their time paying attention to you. People don't spend their time thinking about what's going on with other people, maybe for a second, but nobody's going to sit there and plan and plot on what to do to you, what's going on with you. No, so stuff happens, but most of the time, these conspiracies need to stop. It's just not true. It's just not true. People spend too much of their time. It's too much of the time. Look, off top, he says, why would Sam Cooke go to a hotel that sleazy? If you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, wouldn't you go to a sleazy hotel? Wouldn't you act out of character on purpose? Come on, man.
And then they say the black hotel clerk shot Sam Cooke, right? A single bullet. But his family said when they looked at the body at the autopsy, Sam Cooke looked like he got beat up with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Okay, a single bullet shooting does not mean that you couldn't have also gotten beaten up. If you was in a sleazy place doing some sleazy shit around sleazy people, it's probably not like they have good reasoning skills and they're good thinkers. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't be in a sleazy place to begin with. You know, I'm just sorry that I'm just saying it like it is. You know, people that have issues don't just stop and shoot you one time. They often don't have boundaries. It's totally not uncommon for somebody who is, wants to do harm to somebody for you to shoot and hurt you in other ways. Come with something that makes sense, Like,
they said his neck was broken. His fingers was crushed. Head was crushed.
Especially back in them days.
Guess who else said the same thing? Whitney Houston's people. Yes. Whitney.
Okay, Whitney Houston and possibly Sam Cooke were users heavy into that stuff, man. So I don't get how he, especially this Dr. Umar guy. Listen, I like a lot of the stuff he has to say, but if somebody is a heavy user, why do you completely leave out the fact that they're a heavy user from the reason why they could have died? It's totally possible that they could have died because they were heavy into using and not thinking straight and doing things other ways. You can have great humans who are capable of so much stuff. While they're using, it's a whole nother person, so I don't get why it has to be conspiracy. Also, this Dr. Umar guy, why does he always talk about, the what the white power structure and all these other things have done, but now he believes them all of a sudden? Like, now he believes that, Whitney Houston and all these other people are part of that structure. So why would they want to hurt the people who are bringing them so much money? Why would they want to hurt people who are bringing them so much, just money at the end of the day? That's really what it comes down to. Whitney Houston was a money maker. Why would they want to harm her? Sam Cooke was a money maker. Why would they want to harm him? So make it make sense. If they're working for the white power structure, everybody knows who they were working for and the companies they were working for. Why would they want to harm them? That's money. Why would you want to stop that money from flowing?
Whitney Houston had
they say
scrapes, bruises. Yeah, her nails was cracked. Yeah, Whitney Houston fought.
What?
Yes,
I know that. Oh, first made this up.
No, she was.
Her cousin got a hold of her.
I think I heard something the other day because they were saying that's why they was licking out on Ray J.
Yeah,
because they say something about like Ray J opened the door or something like that.
Yeah, Ray J. They said Ray J brought her the dope allegedly. But see, here's the question. Whitney Houston killers came into a hotel room, right?
Yeah.
That's a 5-star hotel, Hollywood Hilton, right?
Beverly Hills Hilton.
Can I ask you a question? Where the footage from the hallway? Where the footage from the hallway? Why we never saw the footage from the hallway? You know why? because whoever had Whitney Houston murdered had enough power to make that footage disappear.
Now that's something that you got to look into it. But look at his face. He says it as if it's fact, and he's just disseminating that information. We don't really know. I mean, he has a lot of power. Why don't we push on these topics to figure out what actually happened instead of just mentioning it as if we know what happened? There is funny stuff that happens, and whenever you see no footage of a situation that clearly should have footage, that is something that makes me wonder a little bit. So I hear him on those specific types of points.
But kill Whitney for what though?
That's what I was gonna ask though. What she was fighting for?
I'm gonna tell you what I think she was fighting for.
What masters?
What do all entertainers do when they run out of money?
So they masters publishing.
What's the first thing they start looking at?
They publishing, they masters.
They publishing,
yes.
their masters,
yes.
and all the royalties that I never got.
Yes, yes.
Ooh.
So Whitney Houston broke the Beatles record.
Yes.
Whitney Houston broke Elvis's record. Whitney Houston is the only black artist ever, not even Michael Jackson, to have 3 certified diamond albums. I Will Always Love You is the highest selling female song in world history. You understand me? Is she broke?
Okay. Now he just asked a question to support accusations. Nothing actually happened. Okay? Nothing happened. He's just presented a conspiracy theory out of the blue for no reason. I don't even know why people do this. Didn't he come here to talk about a school or something? Why ain't he talking about the school? It took you. Let's talk about the conspiracy of your school, bro. I ain't even gonna get into it. All right, let's continue, bro. But again, like, everybody's sitting around him dumbfounded. He didn't say anything. Nothing happened. Like, nothing.
Facts.
I ain't never heard.
Whitney was going to order an audit on her publishing, her royalties, her masters.
He talks like he was the manager. Is he the manager? How does he know this?
And there's somebody who couldn't afford that to happen. And that's why Whitney not here.
Yeah.
Bro, I hope somebody pull this dude by his dreads and punch him all in the face. What's up with this man? Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
And isn't it ironic that Whitney Houston dies the same way that Jimi Hendrix dies? In a tub, in a hotel, allegedly from drugs. And we know why Jimi Hendrix was murdered, the greatest guitarist of all time, because Jimi Hendrix wanted to finance the Black Panther Party, but he didn't.
Jimi Hendrix wanted to finance his acid trips. Whitney Houston wanted to finance her crack binges. They weren't worried about black empowerment. You dummy.
Know that his agent, his manager, was an MI6 British intelligence agent.
What?
Damn.
Yo. Yeah, you some game.
They gonna
I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna have to look that up. If that is, that's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. But wouldn't that mean Jimi Hendrix would have known that? I mean, if this random guy knows, I mean, wouldn't Jimmy know that if he was into all of these, social changes he was into? Or whatever.
have you mapped out.
And Prince was murdered because Prince didn't want to sell his unpublished music to Warner Brothers.
Now, Prince was speaking out. That's one thing we saw. Prince was speaking out. Now, what I do find a little fishy is all of the major artists end up, all of the major ones, they do end up all speaking towards the end of their lives about strange things in the music industry, stuff like that. They sure didn't turn on that money though. And at the end of the day, if this music industry so bad and all these things, I'm not denying that it is that. I'm not denying that it can't be that. But the money and the influence you got from the music industry is the same money and influence you're trying to use to destroy it.
And Michael Jackson was murdered because he didn't want to sell the Beatles catalog back to Sony.
Shout out to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was Jesus Christ. Let that sizzle in your spirit for a second. Michael Jackson was Jesus Christ, man.
Records.
What you want to ask for?
And R. Kelly went to jail because Sony Records wanted his catalog.
Yeah.
Okay. R. Kelly. This nigga's a grease ball. R. Kelly's a grease ball for sure. At the end of the day, I don't understand why it took them so long to get him for something he had been doing. That's all I don't understand. I'm not gonna say why they got him at this time. Listen, he should have been God. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, bro. Even if it was a time where this stuff was happening, you know what's right from wrong, bro. You know what feels right and what feels wrong. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. So we're not gonna go down that path of the culture and the timing and all that. Come on, man. But I'm looking at both. I'm looking at both sides. I'm looking at R. Kelly and the prosecution side sideways because it's like, oh, what's going on here? Like, why does it take y'all so long to get this done? 30 years later is kind of crazy.
R. Kelly is not in jail for pedophilia, although that's wrong and he should be if he's guilty. But
they all was doing it. I mean, the Jeffrey Epstein thing was real, and we act like it's a myth. They came out and said everybody was on that, and we act like it's a myth. We don't even think about it no more. I mean, to be honest with you, it's more of a stigma on R. Kelly's name than fucking Jeffrey Epstein. People joke about the Jeffrey Epstein thing, like, "Oh, that was so crazy." R. Kelly, when you think about him, it's like I can't believe he did that. Jeffrey Epstein, it's almost a joke people made out of it. What's her name? She is cute though. Ghislaine Maxwell. Listen, she is cute though. I can't lie. But listen, yeah, you know what? The lady is evil. She's evil. And on the topic of the Ghislaine Maxwell thing, what is up with all of the women who helped? Okay, you have Ghislaine Maxwell. You had the women that she saw would be good groomers. The only person that went to jail was Ghislaine Maxwell. Everybody that she saw would be a good groomer who helped groom the girls, the next layer, they don't go to jail. They were all victims. Listen, listen. Nobody understands more than me. I'm not going to get into a deep discussion, but I've had things that I've dealt with in my friend. I can't even talk straight because this is difficult for me. I have things I've dealt with in my past due to the family structure, lack of certain, all these things that were bad. There is nothing in my heart that wants to do that to somebody else. If I get stabbed as a kid, if I want to go stab another kid in order to make me feel right, something was wrong with me in the first place. I know how it feels to be stabbed. This is an analogy for bad things happening in somebody's past. I don't want to do that to somebody else. It's the complete opposite. I want you to never feel what it's like to be stabbed ever in your life because it sucks. So, this idea that these women who were chosen by Ghislaine were victims for doing the same thing to somebody else is, I don't understand it. At minimum, they should be receiving therapy as well, and they need some time in jail as well. Period. It's too many levels of thinking you have to do. It's too many levels of deciphering. Hey, this girl has this walk. Hey, this girl, I noticed that she's insecure. You have to consciously be thinking about who's the right person for this. They didn't choose anybody. Anybody who has that operating system that those women that Ghislaine Maxwell chose has should also, at minimum, be watched, be be serving some jail time, and God damn it, they should be getting some therapy or something. Not let off the hook as a victim.
But that ain't why he there. White folks been knew he was doing what he was doing. R. Kelly didn't go to jail till R. Kelly start questioning control of his masters. Bill Cosby goes to jail because the second largest oil company in the world wanted to drill under his home in Massachusetts and he wouldn't let them. And the reason they brought up the lawsuit with the ugly old white women is to financially bankrupt Bill Cosby, so he got to sell the house and the oil company gets the oil.
You sold the house?
I don't know.
Damn, but
he out of jail though.
Yeah.
This whole thing was based off him having to sell the house, but you don't know if he sold the house. Ain't that important? Listen, I'll make a part two of this. I can't even do no more right now. I'll make a part two.